The Bir Kanya of Bengal, Pritilata Waddedar. India, as an ancient and living civilization, has been countless men and women rising up to the occasion whenever the crisis of the nation called forth for strong, self sacrificing leadership or activism. The freedom movement of our country against British rule was no exception to this trend. And we had numerous men and women taking up to the responsibility for waging struggle against the British Raj, not only through passive resistance but through armed struggle as well. The names of many of these heroic Indians have been forgotten or marginalized in the annals of officials of historiography after independence. This is the story of one of them, a woman who showed immense courage and committed daring acts of self sacrifice at a time when women were still largely expected to remain within the confines of their domestic space. This is the story of Bir Kanya Pritilata Waddedar. Early life and formative years. Pritilata was born to Jagabandhu Waddedar, a clerk in the Chittagong municipality, and Pratibha Mai Devi in the Dhalghat village in Chittagong district in present-day Bangladesh on 5th May 1911. She was one of the 6 siblings in a middle-class Bengali family. From an early age, Preeti Lata was a meritorious student and was attracted to the study of literature and history. Her classmate and future revolutionary comrade Kalpana Datta writes in her biography of the Chittagong Armory Raiders. We had no clear ideas in our school days about our future. Then the Rani of Jhansi fired our imagination with her example. Sometimes we used to think of ourselves as fearless. This was an outcome of a teacher in her school whom students affectionately called Ushadi, who used such stories to inspire the feelings of nationalism in her students. When she was a student of class 8, she witnessed Master Das Surya Sen being imprisoned by the British police on the charge of looting railway money. On witnessing the oppression unleashed by the police on the revolutionary activists, her patriotic spirit rose up. Gradually, she started collecting books on revolutionary philosophy and biographies of great revolutionary leaders. Progressive years. Molded by such strong political awareness at a young age, the meritorious Preeti Lata matriculated from Dr. Khastarik Government Girls' School in Chittagong in 1928 and enrolled at Eden College in Dhaka in 1929 for her intermediate examinations. As a student in Eden College, she joined and partook in various social activities after having joined the group Stri Sangh under Leela Roy. This organization was mainly involved in educating women, teaching them self-defense, and imparting vocational skills for their livelihood. Preeti Lata also joined Deepali Sangha, which was also run by Leela Roy. This was a secret revolutionary group comprising of women where combat training was given. She also stood first in the intermediate board exam that year. Subsequently, Preeti Lata went to Calcutta to pursue higher studies from Bethune College and after 2 years graduated in philosophy with a distinction as well. However, her degree was withheld by the Calcutta University along with her fellow revolutionary Beena Das. After completing her education, Preeti Lata returned to Chittagong where she took up the post of headmistresses at a local girls' school called Nandakaran Aparcharan School. Initiation into revolutionary activities. These were the years when the revolutionaries were again gathering strength and launching new initiatives after a long lull of over a decade. Subhash Chandra Bose had organized the Bengal Volunteers Corps during the Congress session in Calcutta in December 1928, which created a pan-Bengal network of revolutionary societies to coordinate actions across wide-ranging sectors and spheres. The group of Surya Sen, one of the most famous revolutionary leaders of Bengal, was perhaps the most prominent in this network, operating from Preeti Lata's home district, Chittagong. While in Chittagong, Preeti Lata met with Surya Sen or Master Da, as he was fondly called, and Nirmal Sen is the Dhalghat camp of Jugantar group. The Jugantar group was an offshoot or remnant of Anushilan Samiti, the famous revolutionary society of this Swadeshi period, and which was associated people like Aurobindo Ghosh. Although certain members of the group objected to her inclusion in the group, Pritilata was selected because it was felt that it could be easier for women to transport arms and weapons as they did not arouse as much suspicion as male revolutionaries would. Although allowed to join the group initially for only maintaining logistics and communication, Pritilata and other women revolutionaries of that time would soon prove their worth and indispensability to the entire group as not just decoys but actual equal revolutionaries who were experts in fighting just as men and could also plan and lead attacks. As a part of the group, Pritilata also drew inspiration from fellow revolutionary Ramkrishna Biswas, who was imprisoned at Alipur Central Jail for mistakenly killing rail officer Tarini Mukherjee instead of Chittagong's General Inspector of Police, Mr. Craig. As his friends and family could not gather enough money to go to Alipur Central Jail and meet him, Pritilata, who was in Calcutta at that time, introduced herself as a sister and met him. In 1931, Biswas was executed after his trial. His martyrdom inspired Pritilata even more. Revolutionary activities. Under Mastada, Pritilata was not just a passive arms transporter but actively trained in the martial arts. She was herself trained in lathi khela and gunfighting and trained other girls to take up the arms against the colonial rulers too. On 18th April 1930, taking inspiration from the Easter uprising of the Irish revolutionaries, Suraj Sen, Waddedar and more than 60 others set up to capture the two main armories in Chittagong, take hostages from the European club and cut off rail and communications contact with Calcutta. The revolutionaries captured a huge stockpile of arms and also managed to cut telephone and telegraph lines and disrupt the rail network. They even captured the reserve police line. Through her involvement in such activities, Pritilata had already earned a spot in the Bengal's most wanted list by the age of 21. Attack on the Pahartali European Club. In 1932, in what would be the Pritilata's last revolutionary activity, she was the leader of Pahartali European Club attack mission. The Pahartali European Club in Chittagong was a symbol of colonialism and racism, which portrayed and glorified British superiority over Indians, as the club had a board on its door that read, "No dogs or Indians allowed." This was immensely insulting to all the revolutionaries, and they decided to attack the club as a symbol of resistance and defiance. Master Da had planned to appoint a woman as the leader of the mission. Pritilata eagerly took up the leadership and went to the Kotowali seaside, where she and the other in the mission trained her for the attack and also planned it. 23rd September 1932 was chosen as the day of the attack, with all the members being given potassium cyanide pills. The members had strict instructions to swallow the pills if they were caught by any chance. Pritilata was dressed as a Punjabi male to disguise herself, while her associates Kali Shankar De, Bireshwar Roy, Prafull Das, Shanti Chakravarti wore dhoti and shirt, with Mahendra Chaudhary, Sushil De and Panna Sen opting for a lungi. They reached the club around 10:45 pm and launched their attack while the club had near around 40 people inside. 1 woman died while 7 other women and 4 men were injured. The police officers inside the club had revolvers and were shooting the revolutionaries with it. Pritilata was injured by a single bullet wound. Due to this, she was easily captured by the British. To avoid being arrested, she immediately swallowed her cyanide pill and passed away. The post-mortem revealed that the cyanide was the main reason behind her death and not the bullet wound. On searching her dead body, the police found a few leaflets, photograph of Ramkrishna Biswas, bullets, whistle and the drafts of their plan of attack. Legacy. Waddedar attacks on the club as well as her death at such a tender age ignited a fire in the entire eastern side of India. Her bravery and audacity at a time when women were still kept in the Andar Mahal, inner confines of the homes, and not through fit enough to be educated or participate in a political protest astound everyone. More and more women were inspired motivated and awed by her struggle and fight against the oppressive rule of the British. A trust named Veer Kanya Pritilata Trust has been founded after her that celebrates her birthday every year in Bangladesh and India. A road has been named after her in Chittagong. A bronze statue of Pritilata was erected in 2020 adjacent to historical European club. Schools, colleges and halls have been named after her in Bangladesh as well as India, primarily in West Bengal. A Pritilata Shaheed Minar has also been constructed to commemorate her sacrifice for the country. Conclusion: Pritilata Waddedar stands out as a beacon in the field of women revolutionaries who took up arms against the British rule and torture that was meted every day. In a male-dominated community of armed revolutionaries characterized by the culture of akhdas or samitis, the activities of Pritilata Waddedar, along with her contemporaries like Kalpana Datta, Shanti Ghosh and Suniti Chaudhary, were often ignored by history textbooks and the dominant narrative that runs in a Bengali society about these armed revolutionaries. It would be a great injustice to overlook the part Pritilata played at this juncture of time. It would also be an injustice to overlook the everlasting impact her actions would have on the generations of women to come, inspiring them to get out of the patriarchal society that confined them to their houses, to come out and actively break the gender rules that prevails in society that set aside women as the weaker sex. According to Doash Sarkar, an anti-racist and post-colonial scholar in UK, for Pritilata Waddedar and other female participants in the freedom struggle, armed anti-colonial insurrection was the only means by which women could achieve their liberation. In what transpired to be her final documented works, Pritilata wrote, "I earnestly hope that my sisters will no more think themselves weaker and will get themselves ready to face all the dangers and difficulties and join the revolutionary movement in their thousands."